Some of the worst things were sleepless nights. The visions of demons in my bedroom window when I tried to sleep. Just awful. Like nightmares at their worst, as I remember. The hopelessness. I remember going through libraries looking for answers to mental illness, schizophrenia, madness, insanity, manias of all kinds. There were no answers.
So I can sort of remember my first session with Dr. Hofer. It was very straightforward. He said, "Oh, you have schizophrenia." And I went, "I do?" And I actually had a name for what I had. And he said, "Do you hear voices?" Well, yes, I do. Nobody's ever asked me that before. I guess they were just such a part of me that I didn't realize that I had voices until Dr. Hofer asked me that. Are people, talking about you? And, well, yeah, I hear people talking about me all the time, and it makes me really nervous, and, it's hard to deal with.
Dr. Hofer and Osmond originally hypothesized that there was a substance that was capable, that was found in schizophrenics, that could distort their reality and affect their brain. And they then isolated something called adrenochrome. They found that the adrenochrome could actually produce schizophrenic symptoms, could cause hallucinations, delusions, and so on. And adrenochrome is an oxidized product of adrenaline. And adrenaline often occurs when you're under stress. And people who have the genetics for it can then develop these oxidized stress hormones that are then capable of actually poisoning the person.
If you had the right genes, if you had the right genetic structure, and now there's evidence for that, which would allow the conversion of too much adrenaline to adrenochrome, which was a hallucinogen in the brain, that if this happened, that this would act on the brain as if they had taken LSD, and they would then become psychotic. By that time knew that niacin might protect the cell against the effect of adrenochrome. So I decided that we would try niacin.
It's 37 years since I was ill. I have recovered completely. I always think of my recovery as taking place in about 3 weeks, or 19 days to be exact. The theory that Dr. Hofer has, that the adrenals produce this toxic adrenoleutin, and that's like LSD in the body, that fits my story. And I think my own part in it was overdosing on sugar. I loved my sweets. I wasn't aware, I didn't really know that sugar can affect my mind. And he said, "We'll put you on the niacin and watch what happens." And I didn't have any expectations, but something happened.
It became mandatory for all my patients that they would all go on to niacin. I used drugs too. The vitamin didn't work fast enough, and the drugs did, so the best solution was to combine them. So I'd start my patients on the drugs, which would help settle them down very quickly, help take away their anxiety, their hostility, their depression. Start them on vitamins. And we use the drugs as you would use a crutch for a person with a broken leg. As soon as the leg is mended, you throw away the crutch. As soon as our patients are mended, we throw away the drugs.